Me too. I know. We're back.
Hello. And yes, we are back, but we are still late.
Yeah, my fault this time. But yeah.
What do you mean this time?
Excuse me, Mr. Stewart. We'll have to nickname you Latchy Stewart.
Latchy. Sounds like I'm a burglar or something. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to a blend. Oh, I just sat on something. Hold on. I know what it is as well.
Mike is very excited about his return. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's how we're going to start.
Is that a little dram bottle from our favourite unmentionable distillery?
Well, it might be. I'm not sure if I'd like to tell you what it is, if I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
It's fine. Nobody watches this. Anyway. It's fine.
Yes,
I'm in charge. It's fine. Semi.
This is
white port.
The new handful.
It's yum. I'm actually really into that one, and it's sweeter than I'd usually like, but it's nice. It's like you can totally get the Glengarry in there, which I love about us, because like no matter what you put Glengarry in, it's like bam, still there, guys. Which is quite a good quality.
When you mentioned last year when it was coming out, there was going to be a port cask. I got really excited. It's something I've never had Glengarry in, is port cask.
I know, and me neither. And white port as well. I've never had a white port cask before, so it's a little bit different. And a bargain as well.
Yeah, I'm going to just let that settle, because instantly it started to frost up my glass, because I'm still in the garage. Yeah. We have plans to convert this into an indoor room, which I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. Probably hear the kids more as they get older, but I'll be warm, which is good. So guys, welcome back. Happy New Year to everyone. That's the last time I'm going to say that, because it's now almost February.
I know.
I hope you've all had a great New Year.
The etiquette is you can only say it for up to 2 weeks after New Year, and then you have to stop. They have to stop saying it.
You have to stop.
Yeah. But we haven't seen these guys in ages, so yeah, Happy New Year to everyone. It's so nice to see you all just back and on the money and on the ball, chatting away to each other. Welcome back, everyone.
Like we've never been gone.
I know, right? I bet everybody got some really interesting bottles over Christmas and New Year as well. It'd be good to hear in the chat what you all were tippling on over Christmas and New Year.
100%. Get it in the chat. We'll be talking about our favourite drams over the New Year tonight, so it'd be great to know what you've been drinking. I want to know your favourite, and I want to know your most interesting, because sometimes they're not the same.
That's true.
Because everyone watching here, I think, if I can imagine, if they're anything like me, people know you're a whiskey fan. People know you log onto the Blether and the Aquavite and do tastings and all that. So because they know you're a whiskey fan, they'll buy you something and they'll go to the shop. This is what happens in most Decembers in Inverurie. People come into the shop, they say they really like whiskey. I'm buying whiskey for a gift for Christmas, but I want something different. I want something you won't get off the shelf in a supermarket, or something that you can buy cheap online or whatever. So we always try and have an array of stuff. So I want to know what your different thing that you got as a gift was this year. See if there's anyone got the same bottle. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, I know. There's always so many interesting things coming out at Christmas as well. Dave, true to form, I love that you're coming back into the blather with a 27-year-old Glengarry tonight. That's just top drawer stuff, that is. Just knocking it apart. I love it.
How long have you been holding on to that one, Dave? Waiting for us to come back.
And Ian spotted your Foghouse bottling on your shelf. I think he was saying.
Well, I put it up there because I want to talk about it tonight. And then when I see it on screen, it just kind of merges and it just looks like one super giant bottle of Rassie from the screen.
Yeah, that's it next to Rassie. Is that Stephen's design on the bottle?
Yeah. I don't think I've shown this on.
I don't think so.
So this is our podcast. That's quite cool. So I'm in it, apparently. I'm one of the guys. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. That is me leaning out with the flat cap on.
I never noticed that before. That's very cool.
This is my wee dog Paisley, who passed away a couple of years ago. He put that in for us. And there's a guy in the doorway drinking a bottle of whiskey as well.
That's cool. He's probably got the whole kind of concept behind what the Foghouse is and meant. That's very
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah. We had some good chat. So we've got him. He's now working on a design for the second release. So it's going to be a series of 6. All telling stories about our local hill called Benihee. So if you're up in the area, you want a dram, it's available by the dram or you can buy it by the bottle. Shameless plug. Single cask, 13-year-old. I'll just do it now. Well, no, we'll say hello to everyone in the chat and come back to it. For the first time ever in Blethering history, I took notes of what I'm going to talk about tonight.
That is the first time ever. That's amazing.
It's almost like, it's like nothing like a script. It's some scribbles completely just made up as I was waiting for you to come on. But yeah, that's a step in the right direction.
I started writing my memoirs because you took so long to log on.
I was born, I grew up.
I bought a little leather journal. Oh, it's upside down and back to front. I bought a little leather journal. So it's going to be my little black book. I've got everyone's name in there. I'm going to have all my email addresses. I'm going to take all my little notes I like to write.
It looks like it's still in the cellophane.
No, it's just shiny.
It's shiny.
It's my really bad writing. Lighting. My writing's lovely. It's my really bad lighting. So yeah, well organized.
Now, who's on? Who we're going to say hello to? Dutch Jura. Good evening. Good evening, Scott. Dave Paterson is on. Good evening to you. Good evening to Ian. He's on. It was Ian that spotted the bottle. Well done. Wraith Dragon, sorry. Good evening to you. Alan, good evening. Callum, good evening. Happy New Year. The Blethering, hope it's not too late. Well, we've discussed it, yes, it is. But we said back in. Good to have you back to cheer us up on a Thursday night. Well, Callum, I know you're a Rangers fan, so you haven't had much cheering Thursday nights. So, although last week I think was not bad. You get a win last week, I think. Rick, good evening, Rick, from the Whiskey Zone, saying hello as well. So good evening to everyone. Erwin, good evening to you. Some new names popping up, which is great to see. And so Dutch Judas started on the what was Dave saying? Must be Alan Smith, must be a New Year resolution that will never last. From Alan. Probably. I'll probably leave the book in here when I go to bed and forget about it till next week and then think, oh shit, there's notes.
100%.
The aspect ratio is correct on Facebook, but wrong on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw Rick make a comment further up as we logged on saying there was something wrong with the aspect ratio, but I'm too much of a nana to know what that means.
I just thought it was my face, to be honest. But
just wrong with your face.
I think it does. So StreamYard now streams to YouTube 2 ways. So you can either have it like if you're holding your phone like that, it'll squeeze it in without distortion, or if you hold it like that, it'll do the same.
So is that why we've got 2 versions of the screen? You can see 2 versions of us on. Yeah,
I can. Yeah, I just opened that up because I thought I was turning off the portrait aspect. So let me know if that's sorted it out for anyone, because I just clicked the button. You'd almost think we had like, I don't know, like 8 weeks to figure this shit out, didn't you?
I know, or like what, 2 years of practice.
But they get used to something, they throw in something new. But
Yeah.
it's okay. So we've got some interesting drams. Scott Matheson. Most interesting for Scott was a 22-year-old secret Highlander from Thompson Brothers on the Lucky Dip. Was that the mystery malts? I guess. A bit weird that it's still a mystery after opening it. Yeah. Oh, the irony. We'll have to find out. There's so many now that call themselves secrets. But Thompson Brothers are weird because sometimes they'll call one a secret, and then in the next batch, what was a secret that time will be named the next time. And I think it depends on who's selling the cask, who owns the rights, or how the cask is sold. Has a lot to do
Maybe.
with whether it can be named or not.
I like that they're just quite geeky and they just want you to really appreciate the liquid as well. Like when you meet the whole Thompson Brother distillery crew, like they're the biggest misfit of geeks ever. I love it. Like it's like they form the secret club and they're just having the best time ever, and everything's just about like the liquid. So I mean, I don't even think the name's that important to them most of the time. They just want you to really enjoy the whiskey.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. We've got Dutch Jura saying the most interesting was the Tullibardine 12-year-old cask strength. Nice to have something different from them. Yeah, I did kind of catch that coming out. I didn't get the chance. I haven't had the chance to try it. Tullibardine's a strange one. It kind of sits in that mindset similar to Tamnavulin or Glenmurray, I guess, or Paul these kind of supermarket shelf kind of cheaper spirits. And I know independent bottlers can often get a great deal in a cask of Tilly. But yeah, it was good to see them kind of do something different in that cask. They've got a nice kind of core range, but it's all very safe, I think.
They had
so that cask
was it Tullibardine had that really nice orange wine? Remember I sent it to all you guys in the group chat? I'd gone to Stirling Whiskey Festival and it was an orange wine.
Was that distillery bottle?
Yeah, I think it was. It was really good, really different. But yeah, it's one of those distilleries that you kind of forget about until you see it again. You're like, oh yeah, haven't tried much. I mean, I've been driving past it a lot recently, but not played around with the whiskey that much at all. Need to get into it. We need to get somebody from Tullibardine on the leather. I've never had any. Right, okay, let me get a pen. Jeez,
Use your book. Scott's best bottle. Scott Matheson said his best bottle was this year's Glen Scotia Festival bottling. Peated Glen Scotia is unbelievably good. I mean, Glen Scotia, I see it won the Campbelltown Whiskey Awards in the World Whiskies last night again. It is. It's such a good dram. Ridiculously overlooked by certain echelons of the whiskey community for its near neighbour. I mean, they're all good. I mean, that's not a dig. They are good. It's more readily available, I suppose.
Yeah, and then it always had that sort of Ian McAllister kind of charm about it too, didn't it? Of just like he just knew what he was doing. I don't think liquid's gonna change now that he's off to. Is he in China? Where is he?
Yeah.
I don't know where he's. Yeah, China. But yeah, sometimes just sort of a figurehead. It's like the whole Billy Walker factor, isn't it, as well? Like sometimes you just associate a really good liquid with sort of the face behind it, so to speak. Although it's not just one person, as Ian McAllister always says, it's a team, and it's very true.
Mm-hmm. Callum says, stop talking up Glen Scotia. The fewer people that know about it, the better. Coming from a man who every week tries to get the guests to say
You're the worst over promoter of Glen Scotia, Callum. Because I'll just calling you Callum Scotia. You should just change your name.
We've got Dave Stark in tonight as well. Good evening, Dave. Great to have you back. He's using the Independent Spirits Festival. I'm sure that's going to come up because one of my topics is what was your favorite festival of last year and what are you looking forward to this year? So, yeah, 2 boxes ticked. Completely sold out, I believe, for the evening before and the session. So, yeah, I mean, it was never not going to sell out, was it? I think it's going to be such a good evening, a good day. Have you got your tickets, Kat? Have you been down?
I'm going.
One of those.
But yeah, I'm very excited for it. Very, very excited for it. I booked my annual leave for it. So
Excellent.
yeah, it's not too far away, really, is it? Now that
No.
we've kind of got over January.
What is it? End of May? End of March, sorry?
End of March, yeah.
23rd, I
I
think.
think something like that.
If you haven't already got tickets, there are tickets for the Friday blind tasting. That's a Friday night. March 21st it is. So I'm probably thinking the 23rd is when I'm going to be back in the real world, living and breathing normally again.
Sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not responsible for you getting home this time, so I'm going to hand you over to somebody.
Well,
Well, I technically did.
getting home last time.
No, I did.
You completely washed your hands on me and left me. You're like, well, fuck you, I'm going out with my friends.
I left you with responsible adults.
You left me with the Willits.
Well, you
Which
you
Willis,
made your own way
if
home.
you're
So.
watching, I really appreciate the offer. That sleeping naked on your daughter's flat floor wasn't really, even after a whiskey festival. I have to get home.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for that actually. And we've already had the first festival of the year kicked off. It was the National Festival in Glasgow last week, wasn't it? Or was it this week?
Yeah.
No, it was last week. Yeah. Kind of feels like it's not long until they all start coming around again, to be honest. But there's a lot of them spread out over the year, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank God we don't need new livers.
Because you managed to get to quite a lot of the festivals last year, didn't you? You were.
I did.
Either working or.
I did. I literally just. Yeah, just kind of got blagged my way into as much as I could. Just sneaked in. Luckily, I know a person who works at quite a few of them, so managed to sneak into a couple of them. But yeah, good to see it. Enjoyed.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. I've got a few coming up this year too, though. Go on.
Was there a favourite one out with the March? Because everyone's talking about the independent one. Was there any else that would go back to this year as a punter?
As a punter, I mean, I enjoyed being up at Dornoch for that festival I was working, but I enjoyed just the sort of how mental it was, like just in a sort of Bedouin tent in the middle of a castle courtyard. It was insane. Very cool. Second freezing though. What was my favourite one to go to? Gosh. Oh, like the one in Glasgow, like at the football stadium, whatever it's called. That was amazing. Hampden, yes. That was ridiculous, like so big. And like when we went in, Paul's like, right, we're gonna need a plan of action because there's too many people, right? So we're gonna go and see these guys because that's gonna get really busy quickly. Then we're gonna go to these guys. These guys are on the left, so we're gonna head to them. And I just went in, I was like, oh, Marcos, and run off, give him a hug. There's Andrew, disappeared, and then completely lost Paul. So I kind of said to Andrew, I was like, oh my God. I'm like literally looking for my boyfriend. He's like, Glaswegian and bald. He's like, yeah, good luck at this festival. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty much 80% of the crowd. So I love that, and I loved Fife. Fife Festival it's so good, so good. Just
yes, Stephen has mentioned that.
Yeah, like such a great vibe. Like you didn't feel like it was a rammy. There was like really good interaction, just like a really good flow about the room. Like Justine and her team were on it. I really enjoyed that festival. It was good. And I got absolutely hammered. So yeah, creaty out all round.
Hashtag responsible drinking, folks. Don't get bladdered at the festivals. You go there to enjoy and appreciate and respect.
I thought there would be food, but there wasn't. So I mean, Dad had to go and find a bag of salt and vinegar crisps, just line the stomach. But no, I'd say those ones are my favourites.
Excellent. While Dave's on, I wonder if he's able to pop up if there's anything new this year in terms. We don't want to disclose vendors or anything, but will there be food options? Will there be anything quirky that's different that's going to be coming up, or are you going to wait until there's a big reveal? We're happy either or. We're all just going to wait here with bated breath until he writes.
Yeah, right. Everyone just waiting.
Everyone stop commenting until Dave replies. We'll so, I mean, I do really want to get to more festivals this year. I think last year was just an absolute no for me. Certainly the second half, opening the bar, moving the shop,
Keep
having a
reading.
kid. Yeah, it was pretty manic. So, but this year, all that's done. I mean, I still have the kid, but maybe you can still. But I'd like to think the hard graft on that is done, and maybe I'll be able to branch out a little bit. Maybe see some of you guys at more festivals, and if you are, as Alan has mentioned just a couple of comments ago, introduce yourselves to us. Come up and say hello, and let us know that you watch. I wonder if there's something we can give guys, like we'll get a pin badge, and we'll take them to festivals. And if you say hello, you'll get a Blethering pin badge.
Or some stickers or something. Because a lot of people do come up to me at festivals and stuff and say, that they watch. And it's so fantastic because it's really nice to put faces to like your sort of little names, your little screen names and stuff. So yeah, I think we should get a Blether on the road. Maybe just because the Whiskey Sisters were at the one in Glasgow, and they were giving out stickers. So maybe we just need to get Blether on the road and go to some festivals for Blether.
We can do that. So David has said, a full list of exhibitors. I did think there was maybe a list somewhere. But yeah, Andrew Cementon and Signatory are going to be exhibiting, which is something they never do. They are kind of Fife only, if I remember right. It's the only kind of festival they do because it's their local patch. But to have them down will be really interesting to see what they bring along for that. That would be cool. Alan saw Cat twice at the festival. Was too polite to butt in and say hello as you were deep in conversation.
Oh, you should have come over. I was probably just talking shite. Definitely should have come over. Please, next time if you spot me, come and say hello. And yes, Rick, it was so nice to bump into you. I spotted your wife first. I was at the Thompson stand, and I was literally stood next to Catherine. I was like, Catherine. She's like, Catherine. And then there you were in the background. It was a lovely surprise. Really good day out. So yes, come over and say hello to us all, please. Introduce yourselves. And then, Rick, also, I saw your review on the Good Spirit Company Glengarry. I have that bottle, or I mostly had that bottle, but my teenage son stole some of it to go to a party and then tried to hide it from me.
Oh, no.
So he's going to be really embarrassed that I told this story, but I got up to his room and he had, the little sample bottles that distilleries use, like the bigger ones that Megan and Woody give you samples in. You like the sort of, yeah. So exactly, so almost like next size down from that, but that sort of shape. So I'd gone up to his room, just to check for dirty clothes and whatever else. And there was one of those bottles, sitting on his bookcase with some liquid in it and a little sticker on it that he'd drawn something on. So I went over and smelled it, and it was Glengarry. I could smell it, and I was like, "You've been stealing my whiskey." He's like, "No, it's some bourbon. Some a mate gave me at a party." I'm like, "You've been stealing my whiskey?" He's like, "No, it's bourbon." I'm like, "Well, firstly, I know the difference between whiskey and bourbon, and secondly, I've been working with that whiskey for 8 years. If you're going to steal my whiskey, don't steal bloody Glengarry." So I did have a lot of that bottle, but I don't have much of it left. But it's a really good Glengarry, that one. It was a gift from Mr. McKendrick. But I liked your review, Rick. It was really good. Nice to see you back doing your... I don't know if you had stopped doing your videos or whether I just didn't... Maybe my algorithm wasn't showing me your Facebook posts, but I hadn't seen any of your videos for a while. So it's nice to see you back doing your reposts. We need to get you on.
Yeah, I think we really I think Rick's issue is it's 11 o'clock in the morning where he is at the moment, so it might take him a while to wake up, and he always mentions at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, it's afternoon time, so you can have a dram. So we'll maybe pick a night that you're off or got some time to yourself. You can get up early, have a dram.
I mean, you can join us in your pajamas with a coffee. It's fine. I've done worse probably on the blether, so it's all good. We're all friends here. We've got
what is that over your shoulder, Kat? So I'm just
it's some dangly leaves. No, wait, that's that way.
I thought it was just like a weird array of sieves hanging up.
I mean, I just love to strain out veg. Like it's an homage to the straining of veg. A conceptual art piece. No, it's just some I haven't quite decided where I want to be in this room yet for the blether. I've got a table now, so I might have to relate to the table maybe next time. I might try that next time. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't quite got the vibe in this room yet, and it's spotlight, so I just look like I don't know, like Catherine. Yeah, it'll be better when the summer comes in, and for that week that we get that summer, and the sun starts coming through the windows. Because I've got actual windows in this house now, so it's all good. I know. I've moved up. I know. Who do I think I am with my grand ideas? Sugar Kitty's back on as well. The table and windows, I know. So
welcome to the 21st century. Yeah, you're catching up slowly but surely.
I know. I mean, I haven't got good internet, but I've got windows and a table. Although the internet seems to be working tonight, it only seems to be when we've got a guest that's the problem. But yeah, we'll see how it goes next week when we get our first guest back on.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We've got some great guests already lined up for the next few weeks. We'll talk about them a little bit later on. I'm just going to go back to this guy. This is really good. This is your port, Glengarry.
Talking of port, that's my whiskey tonight. I have got the Ardmore Portwood, so I am probably not drinking. I might get a wee glass and a wee try because it is the first night back, but I've got a very early start tomorrow because I've got a project on at Ardmore for the next couple of days. So keep a lookout. I mean,
if you're going to have one dram, it'd be as well be.
I know. I just didn't get a glass out because you know what, like disorganized the very last minute. I might let you go and entertain the peoples, and I'll go and get a glass actually because it's a bloody nice whiskey.
Well, while Kat's away, I'll talk up 2 port expressions. If it depends on how long she's got. That Ardmore Kat's away to have is just so good. It blows anything. Well, it blows the legacy out of the water. If you've ever tried Ardmore, underwhelmed by the distillery bottle and grabbed yourself a bottle of that 12-year-old in port, it's a completely different animal. It doesn't overpower the peat with the port cask, but it kind of makes it play second fiddle. For me, that's what port does really well, is it lets spirit out. It just kind of tinkles little fruity notes in there. This white port, I am getting. It's really quite. It's like it sweetens the malt of the dram. It's like I'm not getting much port influence, but what it does to the spirit is exceptional. I think maybe a white port. I don't have too much experience with white port. When you said it's port, I was like really excited. Then he said, and it was released as white port. I was like, oh, well, it's still going to be good. And I bought a bottle of it today when we were up with the staff training tour. Glengarry picked up a bottle for the bar, and it's really, really good. Like I said, what I look for in a port cask is probably like that that fruity tartness, that kind of bittersweet red currants and jammy notes that you get from either a tawny or a ruby. This doesn't have any of that. It just brings a real nice kind of gentle sweetness.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like a little bit of caster sugar. It's a little bit of rose water, Turkish delight. It's a little bit of peach melba. It's just, it's sweet, but it's like what you said, it's like classic Glengarry, but like sweetened up.
The rosewater I'd agree with. Certainly. I'm not quite getting the. Are you talking Turkish delight as an actual Turkish delight, or the
No, it
chocolate
just
cover?
like if you go to Turkey. Oh no,
Yeah.
not like the British one. If you go to
Just
Turkey
as
and
it
you buy
comes in
proper
dusted
slabs
sugar.
of rose Turkish.
Mm.
Yeah, so like one of the most common ones, you get the pistachio one, but you get like this rose one, and it's just this really subtle rose flavor with all that sort of dusted sugar outside it. And it just reminded me of that. But I think sometimes because of the synesthesia, like the color, I don't know whether it's like that sort of whole pink thing and association, but
I mean, it's very clear.
But it's way sweeter than what I know. She's chunky though. She's hefty. It's like what 59.7
59.6.
or something.
59.6. Is it
Yeah, she's chunky.
2014? So, yeah. Oh, pushing 12 years old.
12. Yeah. So it's
yeah.
a bourbon sherry marriage re-vatted into white port.
Okay.
It's yeah, it's a fun dram.
Mm-hmm.
That's my one.
6 years
my
in the port, wasn't
it? Yeah.
So I would call that second maturation rather than a finish.
I don't think we're calling it a finish, are we? I think it's just.
Well, no, you said it's finished.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, it's still maturing, I suppose, so it's not finished at all. It's still in there.
At a conversation, it was. Sorry.
I was just going to think it's going to do well. We're selling quite a lot of it, so it's good.
In £100 a bottle, I think it's just in that sweet spot. It's not taking the biscuit. It's a calculated purchase, but it's not ripping the piss. I think it's quite a good price. Yeah. For a handful, for a 60%, for argument's sake, and something different, something unique. So I think you've nailed the price on that one as well. Really good. Yeah, I was speaking to something I kind of bring up a few times when I've got a distiller or somebody in the room at our tastings at the shop. And Graham Cool was one of the first people I ever spoke to about finishing. He was at Glenmurray at the time. We're talking about their classic range, which is now, I think, called the Double Cask range. They've changed the name of it. Sherry, port, and they're Chardonnay as well. And they were calling theirs a second maturation because it was 3 years rather than a finish. I think if it's his idea is that if it's been long enough in a second cask that would be whiskey in its own right, he would call it a second maturation rather than a finish.
So that's probably the most sensible explanation or definitive kind of thought about what defines finish and second maturation. That makes sense, to be honest.
I don't think there's a definition at all. It's
no.
Chuck the cask for 2 weeks and it could be finished.
Yeah. Well, this one's definitely not finished because she's still in there. But yeah, it's good. It's a fun one.
Mm-hmm. That's been sipped. We actually had to.
Go on.
You do. You got a bourbon. You got the 2 sherries and a bourbon and a.
Oh yeah, we've got like 4 altogether, but 2 new ones.
I was going to say I talked about that Ardmore that you poured there. We got some. Finally managed to track down some bottles of it. Got it in the shop.
You do?
I do.
That's awesome.
We had it behind the bar for 1 day and it sold out. And the first night we had it, but granted that sounds really great. But we did do a tasting and I used the bottle for the tasting, so 12 of it went to these tasting guys. So we did, and they came back and finished most of the bottle because it was their favorite dram of the night.
Amazing.
I wonder how much of it is the perception of how enthusiastic I was as hosting the tasting about the whiskey, and how much of it they actually did enjoy. But I think it's probably a marriage of both, because we had some. It was against two of our shop exclusives as well, so I was obviously keen on those. But it just had that sweet spot of peat and port, and it's a little bit stronger as well than the legacy, isn't it?
Yeah, 46.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's good. Where did you track it down? Actually, I'll just have to ask you off screen.
No, that's all right. Because it's got the it was from Select Drams.
Okay.
Who are, they kind of specialize in whiskey gifts and miniatures and that kind of thing. But more recently, they started really expanding their kind of 70cl wholesale range. More so since kind of Huffman's went disappeared. They took up a lot of that kind of slack, and a lot of people who maybe smaller retailers like us maybe can't get a full minimum order from distilleries direct, because some of the minimum orders are crazy for us. So it's a good way of getting in a good range of Kilchoman, for example, who have 8 case minimum orders. Like, yeah, can we commit to 8 cases? Maybe not, but I'll take 3 bottles of each and maybe a case of the core range. So it gives us that kind of flexibility. So that's where we got that from.
That's cool.
Which is good.
I need to look at it. Need to get some. It's really hard to find, and I don't have much of the distillery left either, so I can't even replenish my supplies there. Not that I would, of course.
You have it at the distillery?
Only for tasting stock, for tours. Not a lot of it.
That was actually one of the whiskies I wrote down as favourite moment of last year, was tracking down, cracking open that Ardmore 12-year-old port. Callum's had a wee dig back. Rangers have scored and are away to Porto. So are they winning, Callum? Or is it like where the 4-0 down and they scored 1? But our chat is now the second best thing to happen tonight. If
Who are they playing against?
I don't know. Sorry.
Who are they playing against? Aberdeen, obviously. That's my only other game, the football team that I know.
Yeah. They're away to Porto. It's a European game.
Okay. There's a lot of football games, is there not? Just always playing football, these guys.
Every night of the week there's football on.
Yay.
Yeah. They work hard, these footballers, kicking the ball around and running after it.
They do. Bless their recon. Yeah. I'll have to up my football chat for that big football competition that's happening this year. Get all the lingo in that.
Yeah. What you should do is turn the malt rooms at Glengarry into a big cinema and show the games at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No.
And just give free whiskey out for every goal that Scotland score.
I mean, yeah. I'll put it down in a business plan and see how that goes.
I think the few dram will be safe. I can't see us scoring much, but
you never know.
Good idea. The whole of Meldrum will come to see you.
Yeah, I know. Like, that is the thing, though. Like, it's going to be on really early in the morning, right? So, like, by the time you wake up in the morning and check your phone, you're going to know the score before you can watch the football on, like, rewind.
That's why you stay up late and watch it live.
I mean, I really like my sleep. I'll probably just wait to see the highlights the day after. But yeah, it's exciting stuff. Go team.
Well, I'm actually just going to fly over to Rick's house and watch it there because it'll be normal times.
Yeah, Rick, get the trundle down bed pulled out and we'll head over.
Callum said he didn't realise you knew nothing about football. He thought you were an Aberdeen fan. Oh, that's the same thing.
Hard. Like, I don't even know enough about football to even really care about that comment.
In your face, Callum.
Like, I wish I could get impassioned about that, but I'm like, yeah, cool. Yeah, it's all good though. Like, everyone's got their sport, and like, I'm a patriot. Like, I'm gonna be like, yes, go on, come on, them Blues. We wear blue, right? So yeah, it's gonna be all good. Go team. Exactly. Yeah.
Rick is saying, come over. His rates are affordable.
He's put affordable in inverted commas, though. I'm not sure I trust that.
The rates are affordable, but then he's going to put on the tariffs and it just become not affordable. Oh, dear.
Well, we've definitely done the football section. Moving on.
We do. Yeah, I didn't even have that in my notes. So, what have we got? Favorite drama? What was your favorite drama of last year, Kat? Did you have one?
So I think one of my New Year's resolutions is just to write shit down, because I probably did have a favorite drama last year, but will I remember what
Instead of just talking it, you're going to write it down too.
Because I just don't remember. I really don't remember. Do you know what I did? What I did love, and this is not just a shameless plug. It's not Glengarry. It was a Lady of the Glen, Marach Moore, and I absolutely loved it. I really liked that one. What else did I like? Oh my gosh. I'm just so bad at this. Like, I've been to so many festivals. Oh, when we went to David's festival, there was that. Remember that we tried the Glengarry at the door, and we're like, if we go back for anything, it's that one.
The Single Cast Nation.
Oh, love that. That was so good.
Yeah,
really like that one.
I'll just pour one of my standouts as well. Although warm up a wee bit. This was almost a year ago today. I picked this one up. It was, excuse me, one of the distillery exclusives at Tomatin where we went there for our staff trip. 57.9. It's another port. It's a tawny port, Barrique Tomatin. 14 years old. 14? No. Terrible. I'm looking at the months. 2008 to 2024. 14.
14 years old. I have to do everything about how old are my kids and then work my way back. Why can't we do quick maths? What's wrong with us? Yeah. No. Wait.
Yeah, if it was 2028, it would have been 20 years minus 4, so 16. So 15 probably fully.
There we go. We got there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Still January. That's what we're using as that excuse. But yeah, I think I peaked quite early. Another one I really enjoyed was this guy.
Oh, yes.
This was one I completely forgot I still had it until I came back into the garage tonight to set up, and I found it on the shelf, and I was like, oh, cool, I've still got that.
I never actually got to get one of those. I wish I
it's going to come back. So this was kind of the introduction. So they released this as a here's what's coming next year bottle. So it's batch releases rather than single cask of Glengarry at 46 from Little Brown Dog guys. I think they're going to move on from that label. I don't think they're going to keep the label, unfortunately. Which is a shame.
I did quite like it. It's quite quirky. It's very Andrew and Chris, isn't it? But
yeah.
But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they come up with. But no, I was really impressed with that when I tried it in Glasgow. It was really good. But yeah, I never got a bottle. Just remembered one of my other standout favourites was the Bowmore Fish bottling this year. And it was a sherry one, which is not usually my favourite, but you know, I'd spent the whole day hand labelling all of those bottles. And at the end of the day, we went through the tasting room a bit more and down onto the beach with like these tin cups just full of this whiskey, and it was just like one of those, like, we talk about whiskey being more than just the liquid, right? It's the moments, and just being on that beach with this whiskey and the sun, and everyone just like chilled out after a mental busy day, eating pizza and drinking whiskey. Oh, it was just one of the best moments ever. So yeah, but I haven't managed to get a bottle. I need to find one, see if I can find a resale on the internet somewhere.
Yeah. Because did you not have to like recount every bottle because you had too many labels or something?
That's right, because it was a Thursday and I was going to try and join the Blether live from Moore. And yeah, we got to the end. And what was the problem? There were still labels left. Or was there not enough labels? It was one or the other. There was either labels left but no bottles, or bottles without labels. And we had to go through all of these bottles again and recount everything. But it turned out it was just a mistake and there'd been too many labels printed or something. But it was a lot of fun. So I think that's probably one of my favorites. And you know how much I love Bowmore anyway. It's just such a banging whiskey. Just all that kind of tropical fruits and just so good. So yeah, I think that'll be my favourites for the year.
Nice. Dutch Jura is moving on to a mystery malt as well. 21-year-old Highland, lightly peated, maybe not quite as lucky as Dave, but still pretty happy. Absolutely, nobody can sniff at 21-year-old for 65 quid. Callum's favourite dram was the Glen Scotia. Wow, Callum, you surprise us. 15-year-old Reachar Hoggy single cask, the Campbelltown Festival release. Second was a Springbank Cage, refill bourbon, and the third was the single malt whiskey, 163.2 Harris. Okay, so that's still, I haven't tried Harris in single cask kind of indie form yet. It'd be interesting to see. Were they the first to release? That'd be interesting to know. Ian Abernethy, my favourite 2025 was probably the Finn Thompson Pitilly. 10 Calvados cask, and then Nick Glengarry from Murray McDavid, 14-year-old PX. I think we've still got 2 bottles of that PX Glengarry left. So it's really good, really big dram. And that Thompson, Finn Thompson's a good dram as well. Pitilly, which is Aberfeldy. Still.
Okay.
So
Finn
Pitilly, yeah, he's done some good stuff, yeah. And Pitilly, I think, if I'm pronouncing it right, was the water source. Or it was the name of the original distillery in Aberfeldy, and then it closed down. Aberfeldy was opened using the same water source, but they couldn't take the name. I think so. As an independent bottler, they can't call it Aberfeldy, so they called it Pitilly.
That's really interesting. I need you to make a little cheat sheet for me of all these secret names for distilleries, because I never remember them at all. I know I meant to, but I just can never remember them. We should do it as a quiz one night on the blether. No, we shouldn't, because I just wouldn't. I'd be shit. I wouldn't get any right. But
we'd give you the answers as a host, Kat. You wouldn't have to. Give you a wee heads up.
Yeah, no, because there's so many, and I get it. They're all Easter eggs. They're all kind of linked to either the water source or an owner's name or something. But no, I never remember what they are. Well, that's a good selection of favourite jams of the year. I just wonder with Callum, do you get like a nosebleed when you drink brands that are not Glen Scotia and Springbank? You know, like people that go too far away from home and they get like sort of like vertigo or something.
He's well into his Rassay as well. I think Rassay is a big one. That's probably about as far north as he would go, though.
Yeah, I mean, Harris is lovely. I'd love to go see Rassay, actually. It's on the bucket list of things to do. It looks beautiful. Good whiskey as well.
Talking of Rassay in a roundabout way, Tor and Colin are back in Scotland at the end of March. They're coming over to see us. I'll have to let you know when they're over. We're going to try and do a wee, because it's an event. It's the weekend of International Whiskey Day, so we're going to put on a wee event. Guys at home are wondering why that links to Rassay. That's the first time I met Torin from Bifrost, Aurora Distillery. First time I met them was on a tour of Rassay. Bumped into them and been working with them since with the Bifrost stuff. So yeah, excited to have them over. So that's one of my pre-moments of 2026 is getting those guys back.
Fantastic. Yeah, it'd be nice to come and say hello to them. It's almost, well, no, it must have been, it was nice weather. Was it spring, summertime? They were here last year with a beautiful branded Morgan sports car. He came over with the whole team. It was so lovely. He took his team over for like a sort of trip to Scotland and then kind of visited a few distilleries. And yeah, just such nice guys. It would be lovely to catch up with them again.
Yeah, I'll let you know when it's confirmed and you can come along.
Yeah, that
might even try and do a blether the night before, or
yeah, that'd be good.
Or they're over do an in-house one.
Awesome.
That'd be cool. Favourite dram for Stephen Laidlaw was Claxton's, Tobermory, 24-year-old.
Wow.
That is good.
I need to experiment with Claxton's too. I need to. It's just the bottle. The bottle's so big, but I do want to experiment with their whiskey because I hear such good things about them. So I do need to play around with them a little bit more, I think. I need to get a bottle for my shelf. I need to catch up with them at the next festival. Maybe there'll probably be a David's festival again, but I couldn't even get near them at the last blooming Leith festival. They had like people 5 deep at their blooming.
5 deep the whole time.
Yeah. No, it'd be good.
That would be.
Another Claxton mention as well from Alan.
Cara, Brazen Glen Love It, and Claxton's Manic More.
Nice. Oh, Claxton love this coming in fast. Honestly, we're not sponsoring them. Jeez, oh. they've got quite the fan base with the Blethering.
I think we've just reminded Rick of the Claxton's 52-year-old poured at the festival. That's what his top dram was a Daft Mill 2009 single cask that Francis Cuthbert poured at the distillery.
Wow.
I mean, when you've got the owner pouring your dram straight from a cask, it's already going to taste better without putting the liquid to lips, isn't it?
I know. I was fangirling over him a little bit at Fife Whiskey Festival, and especially because he knew who I was. And then we just got chatting about like Hairston and Fairman and stuff. Like this German man, or he's either German or Dutch, I can't remember. He was so desperate to get in to speak to him. I could literally feel this guy breathing down my neck. I was just like, and then he just got so frustrated. Bless him. He's like, I am sorry, excuse me, but I have waited like 10 years of my life to come here and speak to this man. And you're talking a lot about farming. Could you please do this after? I was like, okay, but I get it. Like, you know, they've got such like a sort of cult following, and you don't see him out and about very often. So like, yeah, totally cool. Like, yeah, you speak to the man. It's all good.
We'll catch up soon. Yeah, that would be great. That's one of my top targets, is to get Francis and Ian on the Blether for this year.
He has agreed to the Blether, because that's how he knew who I was. It's just farming, like he's just trying to track him down and get time to read his emails and get a date in the diary where, you know, he's not busy. Totally get it. So yeah, and he admitted himself that he's not very good with emails, replying to stuff, and like it's all good. So if we bump into him again, he can maybe just have the diary in hand and get.
We'll do it from the farm.
100%. Go down at lambing time. I can lend a hand. But like, you know, just hang out for the weekend. Help him with some yows.
It'd be like one of those Jim Smith videos. Hi, we're at the farm, and just imagine you in the background with the yow in between your legs. It's fucking.
Wait, what am I doing if the yow is between my legs?
Yeah,
just riding it around the.
Yeah, that's the Aberdeen fan in me coming out.
We should do a Blether at the farm. We could just do loads of little mini series. I like it.
Yeah. I think that's more your kind of area than mine.
Yeah, potentially. I'll teach you a few things. What else is on your list to discuss?
I'm impressed with Ian Abernethy, just before we move on. Managed to try over 150 different drams in 2025.
Wow.
In 2026, he's already managed to get 40 different whiskies drunk.
Well, it's like the 29th of January. Definitely not doing a dry January in your house.
He's making up for everyone who's doing the dry January.
Goodness me, that's impressive. So, Ian, do you like keep a sort of like a journal or like a spreadsheet, or like how do you keep on track of what you've tried, and so you're not doubling up? Because, you know, does it count if you're counting it twice? I want to see what you've got, whether you've got like a little book or is it like a subscription thing? You know how people sign up to these subscription things that send out drams to you like every month and stuff. That's quite a good way of trying out new whiskies, isn't it? Little pouches and things.
You can record, you know, we had them on the chat. Oh God, it must be a couple of years ago now. The Bevy guys. We've got a couple of guys in the Foghouse come into the bar and use that. They'll log their drams on that, and it lets you know how many you've had and things like that. So,
well, that's awesome. Yeah, they're really branching out with that app. Actually, I see Laurie quite a bit at all the different festivals, and him and Ross do that little videos where they kind of. I think Ross has got to guess what the whiskey is, and then they kind of grade it, and yeah, it's a fantastic thing. Yeah, maybe get Laurie back on again this year. I was chatting to him before, so maybe get them back on to see what Bev you're up to now. Just plugging in my computer.
Yeah, Ian is saying the best whiskey of 2026 so far is a Secret Highland Climb Leash 21, bottled by the bar Higuchi and House Welly. The frustrating thing is it doesn't quite roll off the tongue though, does it?
House Welly. I mean, up here, that's it just sounds like a house party.
Get Welly.
Brilliant.
In some bar, I completely get that. The second half of your comment there, Ian. The frustrating thing about trying indies in some bars is you then can't find it for sale. You know, I guess some indie bottles, and I know we've got some that have long sold out by the bottle, but we've still got maybe half a bottle behind the bar available by the dram. Do a lot of traveling. It's a bar in Hong Kong. Okay. Evening, Petehead. Hi, Frank. How are you? He's late. Don't worry. You won't be surprised to hear it. So are we? Okay.
Yeah, we were.
He's just trolling at the moment. We're going to ban him. I put him in timeout. I thought we might teach him a lesson, but no, he's now banned.
I can't scroll up to see people's comments because it just doesn't work on this laptop. I think I need a new laptop, so I'm going to have to leave you to do all the comments, Mike. This is what happens when you let children have your laptop for the 8 weeks we were not doing charge of comments. Yeah, that's just not working at all.
I'll answer this question for Rick then. Sorry, Rick has asked another technical question. Because the chats are different on the two different YouTube streams, are they different on both YouTube streams? So if you're okay, I didn't realize that. I thought they'd be the same on YouTube. I knew the YouTube and the Facebook were different. I didn't realize. So, in answer to your question, Rick, I don't know. I noticed I could tell that you're watching in portrait mode because your comment has a little portrait picture next to it.
Oh, is that what that's for?
Yeah. God, this is weird. So they both get posted. We're going to have to investigate.
So does that mean people have to choose different ways? Like, is there two different options of watching, like two different links, or like, I don't know, like how do you see portrait over the opposite of portrait, landscape? I think we have to have a look at this. But then it won't show you that in playback, will it? Is it just when you try and watch it live? I don't know. Okay, we need more investigation.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I'll maybe jump on the old chat GPT after this and figure out. So Rick is watching on both his desktop where he's writing it and the landscape and the portrait on his phone.
Okay. You're doubling our viewing numbers, Rick. Thank you for that.
Everyone could watch it twice on both screens. That would be great.
That'd be. So Dave's saying there is two different options for choosing what you want to watch. Okay.
Alan Hamish is in. Greetings from Inverness. He's in the market for an interesting Irish whiskey around £70 mark. I do enjoy. When my knowledge of Irish whiskey is dated. I like the classics. I like Redbreast. I like Connemara. Jameson was my first ever whiskey that I really started to enjoy. So I've always got a soft spot for that. But yeah, Connemara and Redbreast 21 sherry cask is phenomenally good. I'm not too clued up in some of the newer, the Green Spot, Yellow Spot. These guys are exceptional value, but I don't know enough about them to be able to say what price They are, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
Uh,
I need to work on my Irish whiskey knowledge. We own Kilbeggan, but I don't think it's like a high price point. It's a beautiful distillery,
mm,
but I think that might be a goal for my maybe for 2026 is maybe just broaden my knowledge about Irish whiskey a little bit. Because there's so much out there. You just don't really see it on the shelves that much. You'd have to start digging for it and start looking for it, I guess. You'd have to
yeah,
maybe have an idea of what you're looking for. Um, but no, I need to do that, I think.
yeah. Last year, Waterford stifled our Irish whiskey collection because we brought it in and it was incredible. No, last year it was probably a couple of years before that actually, and
Yeah.
it did incredibly well when it was new and everyone wanted it because it was the first release, and we thought, oh, this is going really well. We'll buy some more, and we still have some of that on the shelf. So yeah, we won't be making that mistake again. Not in the Irish whiskey thing. I'd love to get more Irish whiskey in, and obviously Waterford is no longer producing whiskey, so yeah,
Yeah.
we'll probably do the same. We'll probably branch out a wee bit. We've got the Six Nations coming up and St Patrick's Day coming up, so
Yeah.
always worth a wee gander into something different.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, well, there we go. I'll know where to get my Irish whiskey then once you have it in store. I shall frequent my local whiskey shop.
Mhm. Please do. Sugar Kit said they've got a couple of US channels that deal almost exclusively with Irish whiskey, and I can imagine it'd be massive in America. There's a lot of Irish heritage there as well. Families there with Irish descent would love Irish whiskey, so I can imagine and it is, yeah, it's a whole new industry. It's maybe not quite as big as Scotch, but equally as interesting, equally as complex and historical. So it's it's a brilliant historically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, they don't have the same rules as us. They can play around with some interesting wood and cask finishes, can't they? That the Scotch industry
I
probably
think
couldn't.
it's only slightly more flexible than Scotch. I
Is
think they
it?
still have a lot of the same rules. Yeah, and maybe the cast selection is broader, but that would be about it. And they can do pot still
Yeah.
um,
And
distillation,
Paul.
which is a combination of malted and unmalted.
Okay.
Um, Whereas in Scotland, that would just become a grain whiskey.
Yeah.
Uh, it's. I mean, grain is. I think that's probably my biggest bugbear of the Scotch whiskey industry is if it's not malt, it's grain, and there's nothing really in between. You couldn't, pot still wouldn't be a thing. Or you could call it pot still, but you can call it pot still whiskey or pot still Scotch. Um, and then rye is kind of making, there's a rye law and Arbiki and these kind of guys have got the rye whiskey out. So you're kind of limited to what you can call it, probably not what you can do with it.
Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse because as soon as you change that rule and kind of make it a bit more flexible, you're kind of maybe diluting or muddying the waters of what original Scotch whiskey is, I guess,
Mhm.
which is kind of what happened to Irish whiskey a little bit. Like different distilleries were using liquid from other distilleries and all got a little bit blurred. And so, yeah, I mean, I do see the benefit of a strict set of rules because you can identify it for what it is. But yeah, I mean, if you can't, oh, yeah, no, it's tricky. It's tricky. I don't know what the answer to that is, to be honest. I don't know. But you are seeing more and more distilleries playing around with things like rye and everything else. So
Yeah.
there's,
And, yeah, I think the people are more open to trying and learning, I think, nowadays, whereas certainly probably longer ago than what I'd like to remember. 30, 40 years ago, maybe there wasn't that kind of interest just because there wasn't the accessibility to this kind of knowledge. You maybe had a brand ambassador if you were lucky telling you some new different stuff, but otherwise it's a bartender, and the bartender was probably just happy that you were drinking the favorite blends or the malt of the month, um, because that's the kind of culture at the time. But now people want to know so much about what they're drinking, and if they're, you know, they're sugar cake looking for something different, um, to try and get opinion on. So people are actually actively looking for stuff that's different, and they'll research it and I think that does open a wee door in Scotland where we can say, well, there is this industry or this sector really crying out for something that is different, and we're still kind of pigeonholing it a little bit. Like, look at Woven, are probably a great example. Doing so much different blends and fun with. It was just a way to say, like, guys like the Kiva Distillery, and then Ian's commented about them. Yeah, do so much cool stuff that to pigeonhole it into grain whiskey or blended whiskey is, I think it's too broad a brushstroke. I think we should be allowed little niche markets. But the market is there to be able to say, well, we're going to call it Scotch liquid or whatever. And that can be an intrigue. So people, now you look at what Little Brown Dog did with their, it's not bourbon, it's not Scotch. Officially, they had to call it a grain, but the full story was really quite cool. And
Yeah, I think you kind of it's you definitely have to have enough information out there for people to want to experiment. If I do get it, like if there's a really broad term, it's just going to put you off. Really, you can be like, I don't know what that is, can't be arsed. But if you kind of follow a brand and you are used to maybe looking into all of their releases, it encourages you maybe to read about it. But if it's just another whiskey on the shelf, it's got a sort of like, yeah, Bruichladdich had the rye bottling. They get away with that because everyone knows Bruichladdich, and they're going to look at that and go, oh, what's this? This is different. Whereas, I don't know, if it is Tullibardine, like Rose Hughes, for an example, it's maybe not as mainstream. Would we all be like thinking, oh, what do they mean by grain whiskey? Like, I want to know more about this.
I think it's quite the opposite, actually. If you look at a shelf and you see grain, it's not I don't know what it is, I won't bother. It's the preconception, oh, well, I've had Hay Club and it's shit, so I won't bother. Or I've had a blend. I've had Grouse, I know what a blend tastes like, I won't bother. Yeah. It's maybe counterproductive in that sense, whereas everyone knows single malt is singular. It's kind of unique to that distillery, and that is an intrigue. Maybe not. It'd be interesting to know what the guys at home are thinking. What have we got? We've been talking a lot without looking at the comments, which I apologise for. Highland Hamish says the last time he did an Irish tasting in Inverness, he had a bog standard Bushmills cognac finish, and folk loved it. Yeah. Sometimes going back to basics is the best way forward. Get people intrigued in something that's affordable, it's standard, and that's probably how we all fell in love with whiskey in the first place, was trying something like a Glenfiddich or a Glenlivet or Lefroy for extremists, and going from there, like, well, this is interesting. What else is there? I can guarantee, can't guarantee, but I bet you most people didn't start on the hand-filled 60% white port Glengarry. It's not the kind of, well, I fancy having that, I'll just give it a bash, put some Coke in it and we'll swirl it around. It's not how we get into whiskey.
No. You're going to have to do the comments. Well, I can see Dave's one about you talking about the weather at the Foghouse, but I don't know, do we need to, is this all people chatting to each other, or is some of it Irish whiskies people have tried?
I think there's a little bit of mix. Ross to say Bruichladdich is American, we touched on that. Ian had the Kiva, which is the Finnish distillery. A few weeks ago, his tasting notes included melted plastic. Interesting. The Kiva we had in the shop, which was Little Brown Dog did a single cask, and then we had it's part of the Friends in the North Woven blend.
Yeah.
Both of them were fantastic. But in that Friends in the North, I remember commenting it was quite Play-Doh-y, but I had that as quite positive because it was like a childhood kind of memory kind of smell to it. So I wonder if it's that. But that was in a blend, so you just picked that out. Ian saying one of the most recent award-winning Murray McDavid grain was actually 100% barley, just distilled non-Scotch compliant way, so I had to be labelled grain. Yeah, Loch Lomond do that as well. Their grain whiskey is 100% barley, but done in column stills. Can't be called. But that's what I'm talking about. People nowadays if they're interested enough, they'll research it. They'll find out, actually, I might try that because of X, Y, Z. The Nika guys, they do the coffee grain and the coffee malt, and it's just in different. Well, it's all coffee stills, but one is 100% malt, one is a grain mass. So, yeah. Dave has commented saying that we should chat about the leather at the Foghouse. So, I pour. Right. It looks like it's got pigtails now.
It's like it's cheering for you. What is the whiskey again? Go and remind me.
So it's a Clynelish. It's called a mystery. So up in our local area, the Foghouse, which I showed you earlier, it overlooks the secret waterfall, which is a really beautiful kind of secret hidden away in the trees. It's not now because they've cut down all the trees, but typically it was a secret getaway for the laird of the local castle. So we thought it was quite nice to tie it in with a secret distillery, which we got. We actually bought the cask from Little Brown Dog as a 10-year-old. We left it with them for about a year. Then I bought 3 fresh sherry casks that she decanted, 3 fresh octaves, 2 sherry, 1 Madeira wine. We decanted it into those, finished them for a little bit, and then blended them back together, married them back together in a fresh bourbon cask. So I sound like Mark Watt here. We've had 5 casks in here, marrying together, 2 bourbons and 3 wine octaves. So 165 bottles came out. One of my lessons in when you move liquid around lots of different casks is you lose a lot of liquid. I was planning for about 220, 240 maybe, and got 165. So, so we have launched at the shop. We've launched our own little whiskey club called the Blethering, and we're going to try and tie in with you guys at home. The first couple will maybe be a little bit of a bedding in, but we will be looking at going online as well, making up tasting packs. And if you want to buy it, we can post it out to you, and then you can join us in the room with our hosts. So it's a little bit like what Kat and I do, but it'll be an in-house one at the Foghouse in the bar. It's £60 for your year membership, and with that you get up to 10 tastings. So it's quite good value, we reckon. And Kat is hosting in March, so if you want to come along.
Glengarry's hosting.
Okay.
But no, hopefully it's me. Hopefully it's me. I'm going to try and wangle it so it's me. But Glengarry will definitely be there, whether it's me or not. But hopefully it will be me. I just haven't confirmed it yet.
Okay.
We've got a new.
Well, if you're not hosting, you can come along as a guest.
100%, yeah. Definitely. We've got a new member of staff who's training up to do some of our external tastings to help me out. So it's just, I haven't had that conversation with them yet. But I'd like to do it. So I just need to have that conversation at work. But I'm sure it'll be me. I'm sure it will be. It makes sense considering it's the Blether in Whiskey Club. So it would make sense if I was there.
we want to branch out, and I know for you, as me and Kat, if you say we don't want to profit off of this, it's not for that. And this isn't directly profiting from the Blether. I hate to kind of go back on what I've said. It's just setting us up in a different way that we can get to more people and hopefully get more people online tonight. If people are talking about it in the bar, coming to the events, they say, "Oh well, did you know about the YouTube channel?" And just try to get everything going in one direction, and building a community is really what it's all about.
Get that merch finally ordered for you guys. Get some, because we've been saying it every year for the last 2 years. I've been doing this for you. So when you get some Blethering merch. Actually, while you guys are here on the chat, what is the merch that you would use? What would be, what would you pick up and want to wear or use? Like pin badges, t-shirts, laptop stickers, like Glencairns. What is the merch that you can visualize the Blethering being on? And hopefully it's something that Mike's already planned, and you don't all say something like branded toilet seats.
Oh, that would be so good. I can just imagine people sitting on their favourite toilet seat while watching this now.
Yep.
Heated toilet seats.
Heated toilet seats. That's wow. Yeah. Can you imagine the queue at the toilet? These blathers go on for about 3 hours.
That's where you'll find us at the festival. We'll have a stall. We'll be sitting in the cubicles with our heated toilet seats, napping away to cook.
Definitely.
You want
Hats
some
and
water in
caps.
your whiskey? No, thank you.
Be quite echoey sitting in a toilet doing the blather, though, wouldn't it? You would know somebody's
It
in the
would.
toilet, I think. Although Dave's always in the bath. I think Dave was on earlier, actually. I think I saw his name
He
appear.
did. He
But
said he's getting bladdered, I think.
oh, nice. Yeah, I can't scroll back up, so I missed your proper comment, Dave. But yeah, he's always in the bath. So hats and caps is a good idea because Mike famously is the man who wears the flat cap.
I've tried to look at for companies that would brand these kind of hats, and they are few and far between.
And where would you put the words? Like, where would you write?
I was going to say on my head. No.
Let's just brand your head. Tattoo.
Just
Leather.
room, right? I mean, we could just sell the hat and have a free pin badge, and you just have the pin badge on the hat. Probably cheaper than getting a hat.
I think our logo should be a little cat wearing a flat cap. That's like it's like the meeting of the two worlds. T-shirts and Glencairns. Oh, go on.
He says he was in Japan a couple of weeks ago, and the toilets there are perfect for a long session listening to the blather.
Because
but why? Yeah.
They have those toilets where you press the button and it just like fires water up your arsehole, doesn't it? And like it does all sort of like.
Is that called a bidet?
Yeah, but I think it's more of a power wash than rather a bidet. I think. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Ian can tell me a bit more. Yeah, arse and a front option. You can power wash your front hose. That's amazing. Well, there we go. No wonder you're sitting for a long time in the toilet.
Yeah, Rick is saying now we're in the first blather.
The first thing for the t-shirt, first quote for the t-shirt is power wash your arsehole. Maybe the book needs to have stupid shit Mike and Kat said, brackets predominantly Kat.
Don't pull me into this. This is and then you heat to dry, heat in the seat, music and fragrance. Where does the fragrance go?
They blow fragrance up your arsehole. Like,
yeah, this little.
Gosh, a bit stingy, would it not? I was. I picked up my son from the bus stop earlier. It was chucking down rain. There's nothing to do with arses.
I'm thinking, how does this connect?
No, because he got in the car with his rucksack, and I was like, Jesus Christ, have you been spraying deodorant? He's like, no. So we're driving along, and I was like, the whole car is just filling with like Lynx Africa, and I could barely breathe. I'm like, oh my God, like what? Seriously, how much are you wearing? He's like, no, it's not me. Anyway, turns out that his lunchbox was pressing him down on top of his deodorant in his bag. We were just being fumigated as we were driving. So he opened his bag and just this waft of Lynx Africa came out. Anyway, it just reminded me when you were spraying stuff up your arsehole. I know. And does it actually smell like Africa? No, Africa would smell like elephant arse. Like, I mean, why have they chosen Africa as the name of the scent? It doesn't make any sense. For non-UK people, Lynx Africa was what all teenage boys wore as a.
Well, they still do. I did. It was Africa. It was Apollo. They had so many different. Inca was one, but I think Africa was kind of the. That was the one that everyone wanted to smell like. Africa, aerosol, and Dupe aftershave.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
My day-to-day.
Yeah, school disco right there.
School disco, 100%. So what did the girls wear? What perfume did you guys put on?
It was Impulse, wasn't it? The deodorant was called Impulse. But I can't remember what the different scents were, like the different names. I don't know what the perfumes were actually. I wasn't, believe it or not, I wasn't a cool girl, so like I wasn't down with all the cool stuff.
Or do you?
I was the weird girl that probably wore her nana's perfume and
I just can't imagine you sitting in the corner of school disco smelling like Nana with a knitted cardigan on.
I know, right? Really hard to visualize.
Newly bred lamb over the shoulder.
Talking about my new book about witchcraft. Guys, come and see my new book.
Showering on the placenta. Yeah.
Exactly. My childhood right there. Yeah.
I've just got images of Carrie, the movie Carrie now.
Yeah. I know. If I can go back and tell myself that you did, go on.
Which one did Tony fall for? Rick, you should know by now that Tony didn't fall for my aroma. She fell for my wit and charm and devilishly good looks. That is exactly what she will tell you if she was on here tonight.
I mean, I like that you believe that, so let's just leave it there. I'm just writing down power wash your arsehole just so that I remember about quotes.
You're going to wake up in the morning and think that's a to-do list. You're like, oh shit, I'm going to do that.
I'm going to put in brackets Japanese toilets, obviously.
And now you're going to think it's a suggestion to put to the Distillery Visitor Centre.
Probably. Do you know what we need to do? We need to get widescreens for the football and we need to power wash our arseholes more often. And then that'll be the beginning of it.
To our Japanese overlords.
I know. I thought I'd plugged my laptop in, but I've just found the plug, so I haven't. So talk among yourselves.
So guys, I hope you're enjoying our traverse back into the blether. We managed to last over an hour of fairly sensible whiskey related chat. So Ian's brought up the sex dungeon again. That would be a great fragrance, sex dungeon. No, a great name for a fragrance. I'm not sure if people would fall for it.
It would. I feel like it would be sandalwood, sort of leather and sweat. But I'm not against that. Might be something we can, maybe if we do a blether eau de parfum, we could do the sex dungeon. And you could spray it up your arsehole.
We should do like a scratch and sniff blether. Remember those when that was popular?
Yes. Oh my gosh, that would be. But what the topics? Mike, cat.
One of a long list of failed fads, isn't it? Scratch and sniff. Jeremy, what is just tuned in? Welcome, Jeremy. Yes, this is the blether. Yes, we are talking whiskey. I
Welcome
promise.
back.
He always comes in at the wrong point. I'm pretty sure the last time he tuned in, you were saying something ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's a given, to be honest, especially after an hour in. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So I was going to say the sex dungeon, as you described it, BO and leather, and it could be like the morning after perfume that you put it on and let everyone know you're done for the day.
Like your sort of walk of shame perfume, I guess. So. Yeah, I mean, we can work on it. You know, we haven't decided on merch yet, so pin badges and sex dungeon perfume. I'm here for it. I mean, it can't get much weirder than some of the stuff we end up talking about. So,
100%. I'm enjoying this. I favorite moment. Another favorite moment for me was bottling this. This has been like three years in the making. So I'm chuffed to get it actually in the ball. I'm quite annoyed that it was so close to Christmas. Just from a business point of view, I think I got lost in quite a lot of the noise So we're gonna have to do a wee relaunch on it. But if anyone wants a sample and they're within posting distance, I can send you out a wee. I'm more than happy to do that.
I'm going to have to come and try it. I haven't tried it.
I
I'm going to
know.
have to come and post.
Terrible.
I haven't been to the shop until since the night before your opening, and you were literally hammering up shelves and painting, and because I'd done that tasting for you, and I was kind of dropping off stuff. You're like, "Hi, you want to help?" I'm like, "It's 11 o'clock at night."
Yeah.
No,
That was mad. Of course, we haven't done a blether since we opened the shop, have we?
you did one in the shop. Yeah, you did one in the shop.
We did. Yeah, we did one in the yeah, we have. Yeah. God, it seems so long ago. It must have been the last one or one of the last ones before we shut down. Oh, because we did one here with Santa. I was home for Santa.
That's right. Yeah. Who would have won the last? I think it would have been.
It was Santa.
Who was? I can't remember who the second last one was. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we've definitely been around your shop on the blether. Maybe it was just me and you one actually when the guests pulled out, when the Whiskey Sisters pulled out.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
We'll introduce people to the shop. Did a wee walk around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's looking good. Very good. If you haven't been, get yourselves over and definitely into the bar as well. Last couple of times I've been in, it's been really busy. Really busy.
It's been really good. You know, the weekends have been really good. It's the week. I think just hospitality and pubs in general, or bars in general, need people through the week.
Yeah, January is such a difficult month. It's just, I think with the snow as well, like the week and a half of snow, and then it was the flooding after that. Like last weekend, like the flooding was so bad.
Pretty much wipe out January as a trading month.
Yeah, it's been difficult, and we've seen a couple of bars and things closing in Aberdeen off the back of that. But I don't think that, week after.
I think there's a foretelling, and I think that we're going to see a lot more in terms of hospitality. The rates are going to be going up, and a lot of the prices increase in April is going to be hiked up, and I think a lot of people are thinking, what's the point in grafting for another 3 months just to close anyway? I was having a chat with another bar owner today about it, and it's if we're heading into October and the rates increase we're going to have in January, probably would graft through November, December, because they're going to be really busy. And a lot of people are thinking, what's the point in fighting through the 2 quietest months of the year for us to then shut? I hope not. I hope that people are going to fight through it. We are still hoping for a government change in policy on the rates to try and rein that back, but we don't know. We can't guarantee it. Which is why, right back when we opened the shop, I knew for a fact that the shop wasn't going to survive on its own. So we needed to do tastings and tours, and relying on one revenue is just not enough. So distilleries do visitor centres and handfills and have shops. It's not because they love doing it, because you do, but it's ultimately if a distillery sat there making whiskey, unless they're owned by a conglomerate or pumping out a lot of stuff into blends, then they're not going to.
Still no guarantee, though. I mean, we've referenced Clynelish so many times tonight, and look at Clynelish's VC. I mean, really sad to see, that closing down. It's one of the four corners. It's had a massive investment. It's on North Coast 500. The visitors numbers they had last year were insane.
Give me to stay open. And I think the problem with something like Clynelish is being owned by Diageo is they look at the numbers and it's like, cut it. They won't look at what it does on the secondary. You look at how popular Clynelish is as an indie, massive as an independent bottler, even though people don't know what it is because it's secret. But everyone knows what it is because there's ways of telling people. But it's advertising, it's marketing, it's all this that brings in the biggest thing Clynelish did was hike up, or Diageo did the Clynelish was hike up the 14-year-old by about 80%. And then they pulled it back a little bit but not enough to get people going back to it. So they probably look at it. Well, you know, figures don't lie. Well, they fucking do. Yeah, you stop the visitor centre, then people who aren't interested in Clynelish stop being interested in Clynelish. So they, well, we'll go up to Dornoch. We'll spend some time at Balblair. We'll go to Dalmore's probably not, because they've started doing the super premium kind of level stuff. Glenord, Singleton and Ward, that's the places to go to instead. That are in the vicinity, and Clynelish will, instead of fighting through it and saying let's do something else. They just cut it because they look at figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's my opinion.
Their footfall was good. But their actual visitor numbers were good. Like, they've increased over the years. I was reading an article, I think it was in the Herald, and they do have a good footfall. However, I wonder if staffing's a bit of an issue, because you are quite remote. You're relying on probably seasonal staff giving up weekends. I mean, it's not easy to get people in. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why that one in particular, because they have so many distilleries. What was it about that one?
Well, you look at the other three corners. Skye, but Talisker is always going to be massive. Skye's, it's got Rassay now and Torrevig, but I don't think the fact that there's two new distilleries in Skye is not going to affect Talisker. In fact, it's probably going to make it busier, because people will go for a pilgrimage rather than, well, while we're here, we'll go to Skye, or we'll go to Talisker.
Well, plus they're set up for coaches. They're set up for turning people out. They're set up for the T&P crowd. You know, they can get the volume in.
Yeah, and then you've got Lagavulin again, Isla. It's on the Kildalton 3. People are walking past it and it's a walking distillery as well. You do the trip, you get the bus up, and then you walk back. So everyone's going to have a dram there. Cardew's right in the heart of Speyside, right next door to Macallan. It's always going to have footfall going. And then Glenkinchie in Edinburgh, big tourist area. So, and I think maybe they've got the Johnny Walker kind of vibe going on in Edinburgh as well. So it's maybe just it is too remote. It's too high costs for transport as well. Shipping bottles up there, because the bottles aren't getting bottled there. They're getting bottled down in Glasgow and getting posted up. So probably the fact that it's away up there, if there's an extra, you imagine it's an extra. Well, for us to send a case to the Highlands is £8 more than a normal anywhere else in the country.
It's ridiculous.
So if you're doing that, it won't be that because it's bulk, but imagine how many cases you're sending up. The cost of that might, so shut down the visitor centre, you don't have that cost. You don't have, it's a shame. A massive shame.
It is a shame.
And I wonder, with Brora kind of restarted as well, why would you not have an affordable visitor centre right next door to what is probably going to be another Port Ellen or something right next door to it? You okay?
Sorry, I'm just coughing my lungs up there. Me, simply the back of my throat. I know. We'll probably never really know the ins and outs of it, to be honest. But I mean, as Ian just pointed out, Brora, it's not for your average person to come through the door. Yeah. It's expensive, really expensive. I don't think you can rely on that as a steady source of income.
No.
But they're
so close to each other that.
Yeah.
Are they trying to force people to Brora?
Yeah, that could be it. Don't give them the option and redistribute your resources. If it's hard to get staff for both places, focus on one and take some of your staff over there potentially. I don't know. Yeah. I've never even been. I never even got to see it before it closed. So, but I'm sure it'll be back. It's not going to be closed forever.
You must have seen it. You would have driven past it on your way to Dornoch.
I don't know. Paul would have pointed out if we'd gone past it, would he? Went past a few. Maybe we did.
Maybe we just took a detour.
Maybe. I've never been inside it though.
No. Yeah.
And I feel like any whiskey that's got a cat in it, I should have probably explored a bit more, but But oh well, never mind.
And then Ian's pointed out as well, the other side, the good news is that Stannergill is starting to open up. So Stannergill is the Rock Rose owners' whiskey distillery. I'm not going to call it the Rock Rose Distillery because they are very definitive that it's going to be two different things. Stannergill it's such a great site. I remember being up on my birthday last 24. We were up in Dornoch for my birthday, and we did the tour of Rock Rose. Tony was out. We just had Killing at the time. She was settling him, and Claire was there, started yapping away, and Tony just mentioned that I was in doing the tour for my birthday. So Martin came in, grabbed me out of the tour, took me over to Stannergill, and we did the full kind of tour. It was amazing. And my big thing about that was how cool a location is this. You're right on the NC 500. You're going to have like thousands of tourists walking past or driving past the day. You know, they're going to have a kind of restaurant and stuff. It's going to be a brilliant kind of crowd filler until the whiskey's there, and then when the whiskey's there, it's going to be even better. But then you look at something like Clynelish collapsing, you're like, is it? You know, does that put us? I hope it doesn't, but does that put a wee seed of doubt in their minds, thinking, well, if somewhere like Clynelish can close, I guess the difference is Stannergill is run by a husband and wife team who are determined to make things work, and they've got that community vibe, whereas Diageo running Clynelish, it's cost cutting, it's a numbers thing, if it doesn't make the coin, then it doesn't work, and that's it. Yeah. I really hope.
Are they up near Thurso?
They're up Thurso, yeah. They've done it Bay. So if you're doing NC 500, so everyone thinks John O'Groats is the most northernly, but there's a wee bit just further north of it, where Eight Doors, and I noticed Eight Doors, just as an aside, they won the best new make spirit last night's awards. So that's pretty cool.
Didn't see that actually. That's really cool.
So well done to those guys. So Dunnet Bay is kind of right in the top northeast corner, where the distillery is. Just in a little town. There's about 30 houses. And then if you go through the town where Rock Rose is, you get to the northernmost point, which is where the lighthouse is, just north of, so geographically north of John O'Groats.
Yeah, I used to live up there. Not as far as Thurso, but Thurso is my local town. But I was about, I must have been over an hour away from Thurso. So I was in Caithness, but not as far north as Dunnet Head or Thurso. But yeah, Ian's right. For puffins, it is good for puffins.
Yeah. Dunnet Head. That's where the lighthouse is, at Dunnet Head. No, he's also said, so the bloke of the couple that run Rock Rose, Stannergill, is a school buddy of the bloke of the couple that run Eight Doors. So there you go.
Interesting fact. I like that way of wording it, the bloke of the couple.
Well, the bloke of the couple of Rock Rose is Martin. I'm not sure of the name of the bloke of the couple that run Eight Doors.
I've never met the a festival a couple of years ago. Can't remember where it was. It was maybe Taste of Grampian or something like that. Because we were going to try and get them on the Blether, but we just never made it work. I'll try and actually maybe catch up then again, see if we can make that work for this year. Maybe I'll go on a road trip up north and just start handing out leather cards and knowing people.
What a great excuse.
That's cool.
So we've got Greg
exactly.
on. From
8 Doors bloke equals Derek Campbell.
Derek Campbell. There we go. Greg is on from the Water of Life. Good evening, Greg. I hope you're well. You have missed all of us talking about the indie festival, and hopefully doing something again this year. So, but welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. I always assume it's Greg because it's Water of Life film, but
I can't see you. Yeah. I know, it could be anybody.
You can tell how old somebody is when they say they have just dialed in. Remember when you had to dial up for the internet?
You had to wait for your mum.
Yeah.
Get your mum off the phone.
We've done the nostalgia trip, Greg. You're too late for that.
Got off the phone.
And as Kat is mimicking the or Mickeying the internet dial up, off she goes. The irony of losing her. There she's back.
What the hell? Literally talking about dial up internet, and my internet pisses off.
I just said that. I was like, as you Mickey the dial up, off you pop. Brilliant. Remember when you had to dial a phone? Dave says, what was I watching? Oh no, it was on the tour at Glengarry. We were doing the tour with Jill, and we were talking. So it was a staff familiarization trip we were doing. Just Glengarry, as some of you may know, is our most local distillery. To the shop and the bar. It's our biggest selling whiskey in the shop. And we wanted to be the biggest selling whiskey in the bar. So I took the bar staff up for a wee trip to the distillery to find out all about it. And we did the tour, great tour, met Digger, had some good fun, and then sat at the end and we're talking. And my staff are quite young, so they had a little bit of a caper. And Jill was putting them in their place. And I'm old enough to remember how it works and all this and dial up. And then we're talking about tomorrow. Oh, it was when we were talking about the tomatoes, how innovative and forward thinking that was. And she's like, I remember in the days when remember the TV show Tomorrow's World?
Yeah.
None of them remembered the Tomorrow's World TV show. When mobile phones, a phone you put in your pocket and you had a box in your kitchen that would cook a tatty in 5 minutes, these were all brand new. So we've done the nostalgia thing well and truly today, or I have today.
I know. It makes you feel old.
The AOL dial-up.
I was just reading Ian's. I was like reading Ian's comment. We were speaking about this at work as well, of when you had to, if you were dialing the phone, because I remember my mum had one of these. And like, was it one at the top and 9 at the bottom? And like, you'd be like 1, and you'd be like, and it'd go back up.
9 was at the bottom because it was for 999, because it was like quick. You could do the 999 really quickly. That's why it was at the bottom.
Yeah. It took forever to phone somebody. And then what else we were speaking about is when you'd answer the phone, or older people would answer the phone with their phone number. So you'd ring them up and say, hello, 8629.
Yeah, that one had 4 numbers.
So funny. Yeah, we've come a long way in a short time.
I remember 5 numbers.
We're showing our age. It's depressing.
Is there anyone watching tonight that doesn't remember dial-up internet, or doesn't remember rotary phones, as they were called? Because if you are here, then piss off. Leave us alone.
Go and watch TikTok or something.
Yeah, what are you doing watching this old fogies?
Oh, I know.
You certainly did, Greg, trigger a wee geriatric conversation. We can't be geriatric, surely not. Not now. What's the definition of geriatric?
Don't know, actually. like 40 is the new 20. We're cutting edge. We're cool. I think people who are cool don't use the word cool. I don't know. I need to ask my kids. I don't know what we are. I'm not down with the kids.
So Sugar Kitty is old enough not to have a TV when he was a kid.
Wow.
Well, I think we always had a TV.
Yeah, but you had to get up and literally walk across the room to change the channel. Like you had four
Yeah.
channels.
Oh, I would never do that. That was Dad's job.
Yeah. And now, there's so many channels on TV, you can't even bloody decide what you want to watch because there's just like too many options. That really does make me sound old. But yeah.
Ian saying he's got a colleague who didn't believe. Sorry, Ian's got a colleague who didn't believe mobile phones used to not have a touchscreen.
Oh my god! Do you remember like text messages or writing anything in it? Everything was like you'd have to press it. Like number 1 was ABC and number 2 was, and they'd be beep 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 beep. And then you didn't want to spend more than one, you didn't want to go into the next screen. You had to pay per screen.
Yeah, 10p a text.
Remove all. Yeah. You just remove all the bubbles out of words, so there were just noises on the page.
I remember the first phone I ever got. I actually got it free with my PC. It was a Vodafone, and you couldn't scroll, so you had to type. And if you wanted to check back on it, you actually physically had to delete the whole thing, and then you had to type it again. And you were allowed something like 60 characters for 10p.
Oh my gosh.
We should totally do a nostalgic tasting with gimmicks from the past and link it to a whiskey.
Yeah. That'd be cool, actually, if you could find enough bottles over the decades, and then link that to significant changes, like mobile phones or, I don't know, I can't think of anything else, to be honest, but that would be quite cool. A step back in it. Because you could do it with nostalgic sweets, nostalgic, I don't know, music from each era. That'd be quite cool.
Pagers. My mum had a pager.
Yeah,
I remember
that. Gosh.
I don't remember Channel 4 being launched.
We are all feeling very old. No, I don't remember. I remember when I was younger and TV would just turn off like at a certain time of night, and it was the picture of the girl sitting in like the. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
How old would she be now? She must be like an old lady now.
Yeah, she must be about your age, surely.
Yeah, all right, Granddad. Like, who's older?
It's like a year in it.
Yeah.
Ian's in our Santa. So Stuart did a tasting at Speyside Festival a few years ago with a bottle of each of the last 4 decades, and did stories and music from each decade as we drank. That sounds cool. It reminds me of the tasting that Ron did with the Rare Fair a couple of years ago. I think that was a bottle of Glengarry from the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I think he did have a 50s.
I think it was.
The only way that could have been better was if he played music and sang.
Sang. Yeah, and that was his last ever kind of appearance before he retired, wasn't it? It was his farewell tasting.
It was. Jeremy was there. Yeah, it was the 50s.
Yeah, because I've tried a 1958 Glengarry because I did that with a launch night with a few journalists. It was really good. I quite like that idea. I'm going to write that down. An era's tasting. I'll write it down next to Jet Power Wash Your Arsehole.
Yeah, make sure you
Not
do
to,
eras and not ears, because ears tasting is a whole new fetish.
it is. I'll do a separate page for ideas. I don't want to mess up my quotes with my ideas. I don't want to confuse. I don't want one night to be more watching arsehole and an Era's tasting.
Come to
Yeah.
our freshly washed arsehole tasting, and you've got 50,000 t-shirts turning up with ears on it.
Also, come to our power washed arsehole tasting implies something that I'm not willing to participate in, to be honest.
Taste the
I've
difference.
been asked for yeah, I've been asked for some strange things over my last few years of dating. So like, yeah, we're not going down that rabbit hole.
So Tim
What
is
was
on. Tim Pills. Good evening, Tim. He says the test card girl is now 66.
Wow.
So she is your age.
Oh,
Told you.
well, shut up. Oh, well, I hope she's very happy whatever she's doing. What was I
Hopefully let her
mentioning? Oh
keep
yeah,
the time.
Eras. Oh, that crowd. I wonder if that's why I don't like clowns. Because that was bloody
Because that meant the
creepy.
telly
Maybe
was
we've all
stopped.
got probably, and I'm just staring at this creepy clown. I don't like Henry Hoovers either. I hate the way they just eyeball you the whole time as you're dragging them around by their nose. Such a weird thing to do. Not a fan. Yeah. Sorry, just writing down some ideas through era
Okay.
tasting.
That's good.
Okay, there we go.
Um,
Have you seen my brand new experience that I've launched?
the Sherry experience.
Yes,
And is this in the
it's
Glengarry dungeon?
in the sex dungeon. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you added that. I could be a perfectly legitimate dungeon for prisoners.
Because every distillery has to have a dungeon. No, it's in the bothy. It's lovely.
Just
It's
going to
really
say
fun.
cheerio to
We
Dave
had
Parkinson. Good night, Dave. Thank you for
oh,
joining
right,
us.
Dave.
Great to have you along tonight.
We'll see you next week for our first official guest of the year.
So your dungeon.
Yes, if anybody's in the area and wants to do, it's not a dungeon. It's in the bothy. It is an exploration of sherry maturation with a paired charcuterie board, and it's awesome. Come and have a go. 45 minutes to an hour. You get new make spirit. You get to try sherry, and you get 3 big sherry matured single casks, and just a big board full of loads of yummy dry cured meats, fruits, nuts, cheese, chocolate. It's just lush. It's absolutely
It's
gorgeous.
one thing
I love
you
it.
guys do. See when your rare fare as well. See the amount of cheese that you guys lay on is incredible. It's like you don't have to eat. I'm a massive cheese fan, and I was actually the tour guide, well, not the tour guide, the driver. I'll limit myself to driver at the time. I went to pick up the guys, and they were sitting with like a phenomenal amount of cheese at both the days. It's incredible. Excellent value for money.
Definitely. Yeah. No, it's good. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to do well. It's something a bit fun, something a bit different. I don't know anybody else that's doing that. I could be wrong. I just maybe haven't seen it yet. But and it's just a nice way of kind of getting behind what Glengarry and sherry maturation do for each other. I don't want it to just be an ode to sherry. I know other distilleries kind of do that and focus on sherry, but I want to explain how cool sherry is, because it's like it's one of the oldest wines in the world. It dates back to like first BC. It's not first BC, 11th BC. I can't remember. I need to read my script, but it's super fucking old, and it's just got like these so many nuances and quirks that make it what it is, and it's such a cool drink. And then like Glengarry is just such a big standout character, and the fact that it just works so well, like with an Oloroso. Like, what is it about Oloroso that works well with Glengarry, and how do you translate that into a food pairing? It's it's so much fun, so much fun. To know what
Maybe lost Kat a little bit. I know how much work she put into the sherry cask pairing and doing the food and stuff. So I'm really excited to get up there and try it for myself. I think you guys should be too. Just while we wait for Kat to come back, we've got a question from Ian asking, what are your whiskey goals for 2026? Before Kat comes back, I'll try and go through ours. Or first, Ian, are you asking personal or business? My personal one is to try and get to more festivals. Try and get weekends off so I could go and travel a little bit and go to festivals. Maybe not necessarily drink, just visit, meet people, and get involved there. Also, I guess a crossover would be these guys, the podcast range. Try to get this on as a. I don't want to class myself as an independent bottler. It's very much an exclusive kind of release, but we've got 6 of them coming up. Some other kind of releases. Our 10th anniversary at the shop. We're in our 10th year now, so we've completed our 10th year. We're in our 11th year, so we're celebrating a few releases coming up. So getting through that. And honestly, just a little bit of consolidation. We've had a hell of a 2025, really busy, lots of changes, lots of big things happening. So getting to the end of 2026 and reasonable nick from a business point of view is a big goal for us. But yeah, in terms of whiskey, established from Falkhouse as a really nice kind of whiskey that people want. The bar as a whiskey location that people want to go to. And for myself, get to more festivals. Drink 40 different whiskies a month, which I think sounds like a great challenge. And probably record more of what I'm doing, record more of what I'm drinking, taking notes of it rather than, in a way, as I say that out loud, it sounds. Sometimes you drink whiskey, you just like to be in the moment, and then in the morning, half the fun is trying to remember what you're doing. I don't want to be one of the guys that's taking out a notebook and writing notes in the bar. But yeah, try more, experiment more, discover more, and yeah, that's about it. Survive as a business. Kat, how about yourself? What's your whiskey goals for 2026? Get better
and then
internet?
get better internet. Yeah, saw that one coming. That is actually a goal, yeah. I would love to see some more distilleries. I was very lucky last year that I did a lot of festivals, and I do have things lined up for this year, festival-wise. I'm going to, both working and as a punter. But I'd like to see some more distilleries and like maybe some more of the far-flung ones, more hard-to-get ones, the ones that require a bit of planning and journey. It sounds really frivolous and like not important, but I kind of want to just get on top of like posting more stuff about the things I get to see and do, because I've got all these pictures on my phone, and as much as I'm a social media like tart, I do love my Instagrams. I just, by the time I sit down in the evening, I can't be arsed posting stuff or like, so, and it just sits on my phone. So I don't know, I just like to, because I kind of see like my social media as like a sort of, what do you call it, photo album. So yeah, just get a bit better at being a bit more organized. And a little bit like you, I don't want to be that person that sits at the bar either that writes about, oh, I've just had this whiskey. I also kind of want to remember a bit more about what I've been lucky enough to have as well, and make it maybe more of a moment. I don't know. But yeah, probably see
Drink
some
less, enjoy more.
Yeah.
Can I go back to when you said you wanted to go to more harder to get to distilleries, does that mean that you're going to kind of like sneak into distilleries that are closed and kind of run, like, or is it just a bit more travel, like go around with bolt cutters and shit?
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. No, maybe like I'd love to go to. I really want to see Rossi. I want to see Torveg. I want to see Harris. I want to go and see Alan Ian out at Tyree,
Hmm.
and just kind of make it more of a sort of experience, like exploring the place as well. And do you know, I just probably just need to go back and revisit Speyside properly and see some of the ones that I've never even been to Glenalchie, and it's literally on my doorstep. So yeah, just start ticking off some distilleries.
Mhm.
I mean, I did okay last year. I did go and see a few, but yeah, just make more of an effort to just have a day off and make a sort of day around about it. You know, go and see the place, go and see what's round about it, climb whatever hills near it, and just make it a bit of a, you know, buy a bottle and just make it a bit of a sort of pilgrimage and a bit of an event.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Sounds good.
I think that'd be my plan.
Be a good year. I think, yeah, we're quite looking forward to it and seeing what happens. And um, yeah, just January has, it's not been the best start of the year. Let's be honest, up here anyway. And there's a lot of bad news stories coming out. But I was speaking to Kenny Grant, digger at the distillery, former distillery manager, today. And I had a quick kind of 5 minutes about it, and I think the biggest difference, because Digger's been in the game a long time and he's seen this happen time and time again. He says the biggest difference now is that social media is that everyone finds out about it. He
Yeah,
said everyone has closed down, everyone has drawn back, shutdowns. They've gone from 7 days to 5 days to 4 days and come back again. He says it's par for the course. It just happens. The difference today is everyone finds out about it, and it
yeah,
has such an influence on shareholders, on spending habits, and all that. If all we had was 5 TV channels and a newspaper a day, none of us would be any the wiser that this is happening.
yeah,
He said, so you just need to get through it, which I think is absolutely true. And the worst thing about it is it creates either no spending or panic buying. And when you panic buy the essentials, which means you've got no money left for the luxuries. And if you don't spend anything, then you don't spend anything. So either way, it's a double whammy on the wee treats we like to give ourselves, like whiskey, like Africa links, like these kind. So I think we just got to rein it in with a little bit of reality.
yeah. No, definitely. I mean, we're a consumer-led product. We make more when the consumer wants more. We make less when the consumer buys less. It's just, the math is as simple as that, to be honest. But it just takes one post or one person to say something on social media and for somebody else to pick it up, and then it just becomes a wave instead of a ripple. Um, and you know, like misery loves company. You know, I think we're programmed to look for the bad news. The world's full of bad news just now, isn't it? So like,
I
you
love
know,
that.
the happy stories are not the ones that sit. It does,
That
but
that's
we'll
your bit
get
of
there. And
black.
yeah,
Misery loves company. Will you talk to me?
it's in a Bon Jovi song. So,
Oh, is it?
but yeah, we will get. Yeah, can't remember which song it is just now. I'm not singing it, but it's in a Bon Jovi song. So
I will
yeah, we'll
believe.
get there. And you know, the tourism side of whiskey is still really buoyant. Like it's everybody wants to come and see distilleries. So
Mhm.
you know, there's more than one side. There's multiple sides to the industry.
Yeah, I think for us, the experiential side of things is growing. Another reason I think I explained it in the Blether ad at the shop why we moved was because people want experiences. A bottle nowadays is probably not enough. It is for some people, it is for a lot of people, but people want memories, they want experiences, they want to film things and take photos of things. And there's only so much photos you can take of you pouring yourself a dram. They want to see, tell people, oh, I went there and I did this, and the host was great, and we got to try this sneaky thing and that kind of thing. That creates excitement. So I hope that that extends to why there's, you look at how many festivals there are nowadays and how popular they are. It's, I think we're okay as an industry. We've tailed back. I've said it so many times tonight, not tonight, but over the blether. How that unprecedented boom of COVID makes everything seem doom and gloom now, but we really wish we could have a like-for-like comparison as to where we would be now without COVID. I think we'd probably be sitting in the same spot and thinking, you know what, we're still growing steadily rather than massive boom and now we're dropping back.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Just a leveling off, really, isn't it? After
the reset,
a big high. We'll all get there. And you guys are all still tuning to watch us talk about whiskey. So, I mean, the proof's there.
Proof's in the pudding.
I know. It's good. Exactly. And it's so nice to see so many people on chat. And I love the little community and you guys all saying hello to each other again. It's nice. You guys have stuck with us for
so long. For 2 hours and 6 minutes so far. So thank you very much. It is appreciated. Who are we looking forward to next week, Kat? We have a full calendar for February, which is, I think, so exciting.
Pretty much, I think. Now that you've said that, do we actually? Potentially, yes. So next week we have got friend of the show and record holder for longest continuous blether, I think, potentially. Or did he get
excluding special?
But we've got we have got Fraser Campbell on. So Fraser was kind of one of the original brand ambassadors, really. He was brand ambassador for, oh God, he's going to kick me for not remembering what he was the brand ambassador for. What was the brand ambassador for? Gosh, I hope he's not watching. Was it Chivas? Can't remember. He was, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. I'm going to have to Google it.
Oh my God.
He's not a brand ambassador anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
ex-brand ambassador and whiskey consultant, and
I hope he doesn't watch this before.
He does. He's a whiskey consultant, and he does little online whiskey tutorials called Whiskey Bites. And he's now Dewars. Well done, Ian. Thank you. And he's also launched a new enterprise where he's doing a sort of high-end whiskey, driven whiskey tours, which he's going to tell us more about. So yeah, one of those people that's got endless really good stories about the industry, to be honest. I think he's been around the world 10 times, and talked whiskey to people on every continent. So always a good blether, and usually diverges into something ridiculous. I think it was with Fraser that we discovered how much I hate aliens.
Yes, that's right. I think he was at a barman in Australia. He cut his teeth at a barman in Australia, and when we were at Whiskey Talks, he took out the Dewars like a rum cask Dewars that went down very well. At the Whiskey Talks in Aberdeen when he was hosting. Yeah, he's a good guy. Like you say, he's one of the original ambassadors, as what we now regard as an ambassador. The hosting tastings, going out pushing brands and pushing whiskey, whereas guys like him and Mitch and kind of paved the way. Mark Thompson paved the way for so many aspiring brand ambassadors. People looked at these guys and thought, I want to be a brand ambassador because of that.
Yeah.
And now they're like, why the fuck did I want to be a brand ambassador? I'm living out of a suitcase. I'm traveling all around the world and never seen my kids. And oh shit, it's not. It's great. I'm sure. Yeah. So yeah. That's next week. Fraser Campbell. He's got. We will have some tangents, I think, with Fraser next week. I think it's going to be good fun. We might revisit why can't
Yeah,
get daily.
I'm excited for it.
And we will let you all go. We're going to say goodnight now. So thank you all so much once again for rejoining us on our first night back. I had no idea how. That's why I wrote notes, is because I had no idea where we're going to go, what we're going to talk about. I think we've talked about enough. We've covered geriatrics, apparently. Anyone over 40. That was a Callum quote. I'm not sure if that's true. Although, Tori, she's going to hit. No, I'm not going to say that. No, I won't. Did you know, generally speaking, that if you're over 30 and you give birth, your class is a geriatric mother?
I did know that. I did. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know.
That is, yeah. Arse spraying, Rick. You can't go to bed without thinking of a good arse spray.
Don't forget to power wash your arsehole, guys. We'll see you next week.
Keep it clean and don't be mean. Cheers, guys. Slange Van. Absolute pleasure having you all back.
Right.